Welcome to the Joelle McTigue podcast. I'm Joelle McTigue, and today we're talking about books. These 23 books will flip the switch on your understanding of the art world. Whether you're a starry-eyed beginner or seriously considering buying a Damien Hirst, these books will help you confidently navigate the landscape. Learning about the art world and building an art collection can feel like stumbling through a soiree where everyone seems to speak a language you don't. But trust me, it doesn't have to be that daunting. These books will help you figure out who the key players are, how the market functions, and most importantly, how to engage with contemporary art in a way that makes sense. The list is broken down into sections so you can start where you feel most comfortable. Also, there is a companion blog post for this episode, which you can find the link to in the show notes. The book names are particularly long, so there will be a 10-second music bump after every section so you know when it ends and you can skip ahead. The first books will introduce you to the industry's inner workings. Artists and art history is essential because context is everything. The science and art of collecting art dives into legal, curatorial, and logistical considerations. The buying and selling of art covers the nuts and bolts of transactions, and the art market explores why a piece that looks like a paint spill can sell for millions. So where to begin? If you're brand new to the art world, start with A Year in the Art World. It's a chapter-by-chapter breakdown of different corners of the industry, from museum curators and galleries to art fairs and auctions. If you're wondering why some artists skyrocket while others stay niche, Selling Contemporary Art: How to Navigate the Evolving Market will decode the mystery. And if you want a witty overview of how relics become commodities, The $12 million Stuffed Shark: The Curious Economics of Contemporary Art breaks it down on its globe-trotting journey from London to Beijing. For a more immersive deep dive into the art world's lavish yet insular ecosystem, 7 Days in the Art World is part journalist investigation, part cultural critique. It's an inside look at how creativity and commerce create a beautifully messy patronage system. Now that you know who the players are, it's time to focus on the people at the heart of it all, the artists. How to Be an Artist is a no-nonsense guide packed with practical advice for anyone who wants to create or just understand how artists think. 33 Artists in 3 Acts zooms in on marquee names like Damien Hirst, Jeff Koons, and Ai Weiwei, offering raw conversations about ambition, money, and why they do what they do. If modern and contemporary art still feels cryptic, what are you looking at? The surprising, shocking, and sometimes strange story of 150 years of modern art walks you through the last century and a half, explaining how seemingly radical movements shape today's mainstream art. The story of contemporary art looks at how we got to now, mapping out the hyper-connected, market-driven art scene of the present day. For those who want to explore photography, how photography became contemporary art, inside an artistic revolution from pop to the digital age, examines how the medium transformed from documentation to blue-chip collectibles. And if you want to understand how social media and mass culture have shaped photography's place in the art world, the photograph as contemporary art might just make you look at your Instagram feed differently. Once you understand the landscape, it's time to talk about collecting. There's an art and a science to collecting art. Beyond the glitzy openings and well-lit spaces lies a world of legal nuances that require a curatorial mindset and plain old logistical know-how. The Artist Gallery Partnership, a practical guide to consigning art, is essential reading for understanding the legal frameworks, consignment etiquette, and how galleries shape an artist's career and thus your investment. Ways of Curating shows you how to go beyond just acquiring art and how you can curate a collection capable of transforming public perspective. If you are going to learn what that means, it should be from the best. If you're secretly dreaming of your own gallery or just want to decode the behind-the-scenes mechanics, How to Start and Run a Commercial Art Gallery offers thoughtful advice on staying competitive in an often oversaturated market. So you've decided to buy or sell art. Now comes the real game. I Sold Andy Warhol Too Soon is a sharp and entertaining look at just how unpredictable the art market can be. The Art Collector's Handbook, the definitive guide to acquiring and owning art, is a must-read if you want to move from enthusiast to serious collector, minus the elitist gatekeeping. It covers everything from insurance to understanding value beyond the price tag. If you love behind-the-scenes drama, could have, would have, should have, Inside the World of the Art Collector is filled with stories of collectors navigating deals, sometimes with triumph, sometimes with regret. The Value of Art, Money, Power, Beauty traces the cultural significance of works from the Enlightenment to the COVID-19 pandemic. It will give you a comprehensive foundation for understanding how and why the value of a painting or NFT leaps from $1,000 to $1 million overnight. A Poor Collector's Guide to Buying Great Art is perfect if you're trying to navigate the art world without unlimited resources. It's a gut check companion for auctions and art fairs, helping you figure out when to spend, when to hold off, and how to collect with intention. Then there's The Art of Buying Art, How to Evaluate and Buy Art Like a Professional Collector, which is exactly what it sounds like, a guide to making smart, strategic purchases. If you love checklists and a structured approach, this book offers a no-nonsense way to evaluate pieces, negotiate deals, and build a collection with confidence. A Poor Collector's Guide to Buying Great Art is perfect if you're trying to navigate the art world with limited resources. It's a gut check companion for auctions and art fairs, helping you figure out when to spend, when to hold off, and how to collect with intention. Then there's The Art of Buying Art, How to Evaluate and Buy Art Like a Professional Collector, which is exactly what it sounds like, a guide to making smart, strategic purchases. If you love checklists and a structured approach, this book offers a no-nonsense way to evaluate pieces, negotiate deals, and build a collection with confidence. Next is The Art Market. These books are a backstage pass to auctions, mega dealers, and the shifting supply-demand dance that keeps collectors on their toes. Art Collecting Today, market insights for everyone passionate about art, cuts through the mystique of the fine art market with engaging real-life stories and insights from collectors, lawyers, and auction experts. The A to Z of the international art market, the essential guide to customs, conventions, and practice, is the definitive reference guide if you want to understand licensing, provenance, and auctions. If you don't need an encyclopedic knowledge on these topics, it's great to keep it on your shelf for quick lookups. Boom! Mad Money, Mega Dealers, and the Rise of Contemporary Art argues that commerce has overshadowed connoisseurship, turning the art world into a frenzied stage of millionaire collectors and multi-million-dollar sales. The Art of the Con, the most notorious fakes, frauds, and forgeries in the art world, reads like a true crime thriller, revealing how some of the most famous works in history turned out to be forgeries. These books are your passport to an insider's perspective, revealing how artists think, how galleries operate, and how collectors strategize. Keep in mind, art doesn't have to be intimidating, especially when you've got the right reading material. My advice is to start with pairing a couple of foundational reads with one or two deeper dives. You'll soak up the market basics and uncover the nuanced philosophies shaping contemporary art. If you want to take your learning beyond the page, begin with exploring your local galleries. If you want suggestions, you can find the link to my blog in the show notes. I've put together a curated map of must-visit galleries to help you navigate the contemporary art scene. The map includes global cities who host major art fairs and smaller, interesting art cities. It's an ongoing project, so more galleries will be added over time. That's it for today's episode of the Joelle McTigue podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe and share it with a friend. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.